Hey, and welcome. Before we begin, I want to clear something up gently. Ikigai is often presented as a formula, a diagram, a promise that if you just find your purpose, everything will fall into place. But meaning does not work like a puzzle you solve once. In this video, we'll explore Ikigai not as a productivity concept, but as a way of relating to life, especially in moments where clarity, direction, or certainty feel missing. This is not about finding the perfect passion. It's about learning how meaning quietly emerges when pressure fades. Chapter 1: Why the search for purpose often creates more anxiety than meaning. Many people come to Ikigai with a silent tension. They think, I should know what I'm here for by now. And when they don't, something feels wrong. Modern culture places enormous pressure on purpose. Your work should fulfill you, your passion should sustain you, your life should make sense as a narrative. But psychologically, meaning does not arise under pressure. Meaning emerges after safety, not before it. When the nervous system is overwhelmed, the mind searches for certainty. Purpose becomes a demand, not a discovery. Ikigai, in its original context, was never about a dramatic life mission. It was about what makes life feel worth continuing today. Not grand meaning, sustainable meaning. Chapter 2: What Ikigai originally meant. The Japanese word ikigai can be roughly translated as a reason for being, but that translation can be misleading. Ikigai was never about finding one single calling, monetizing your passion, optimizing your identity. Historically, Ikigai referred to small joys, daily rhythms, quiet reasons to keep going. For some people, Ikigai was tending a garden, preparing food, caring for others, mastering a craft slowly. Meaning did not come from ambition. It came from participation in life. Ikigai was not something you achieved. It was something you lived alongside. Chapter 3: Meaning is not found by thinking harder. One of the biggest misunderstandings about Ikigai is the belief that you can think your way into meaning. So, people analyze. What am I good at? What do I love? What does the world need? What could I be paid for? This framework can be useful, but it often skips a crucial psychological step. Meaning is not primarily cognitive, it is experiential. You don't discover meaning by thinking. You notice meaning by living attentively. Moments of Ikigai often appear quietly, when time passes unnoticed, when effort feels natural, when presence outweighs outcome. These moments cannot be forced, but they can be noticed. Chapter 4: Ikigai and the acceptance of an unclear life path. Many people feel ashamed when their life path looks unclear. They compare progress, milestones, achievements, and conclude, others seem to know where they're going. I don't. But Ikigai does not require a linear life story. In fact, rigid narratives often block meaning. Ikigai allows for detours, pauses, periods of uncertainty. Meaning adapts to life stages. What mattered deeply once may fade. What once felt irrelevant may grow. Ikigai is flexible. It evolves as you evolve. Chapter 5: Living without a grand purpose and why that's not a failure. There is a quiet relief many people feel when they stop demanding a grand purpose from life. They realize, I don't need to justify my existence. Ikigai is not about proving your value. It's about inhabiting your life more fully. You don't need to know where everything leads. You only need to stay connected to what feels alive now. Meaning doesn't shout, it whispers. Chapter 6: Ikigai, beyond work, success, and achievement. One of the most common sources of pressure around Ikigai comes from its modern association with work. Many people ask, what job fulfills me? How do I turn my purpose into a career? What am I meant to do with my life? But Ikigai was never centered around professional identity. For much of human history, work was survival, not self-expression. Meaning lived elsewhere, in relationships, in repetition, in contribution without recognition. Psychologically, tying meaning exclusively to work creates fragility. When work becomes stressful, unstable, or disappointing, meaning collapses with it. Ikigai offers an alternative. Meaning can exist alongside work, not inside it. You may not love what you do, but you can still love how you live. Chapter 7: Ikigai, during burnout, loss, or emotional exhaustion. One of the most important truths about Ikigai is this: it does not disappear during difficult phases. It simply changes shape. During burnout, depression, or grief, Meaning rarely feels expansive. It becomes smaller, and that is not a failure. Ikigai during hard times might look like getting out of bed, caring for something small, maintaining one gentle routine, staying connected to one person. Psychologically, meaning does not require joy. It requires continuity. Ikigai becomes what helps me stay connected to life right now. This reframing removes pressure, and pressure is often what blocks recovery. Chapter 8. How Ikigai emerges from attention, not answers. Ikigai cannot be planned into existence, but it can be noticed. Meaning tends to emerge when attention is present, comparison is absent, effort feels proportionate. You may notice Ikigai when you lose track of time. A small task feels complete in itself. Something ordinary feels quietly satisfying. These moments don't announce themselves as purpose. They simply feel right. Psychologically, this happens because attention anchors the nervous system, and a regulated system is more sensitive to meaning. Ikigai grows where attention rests. Chapter 9. Letting Ikigai change over time. Many people feel guilt when what once mattered no longer does. They think, if this was my purpose, why doesn't it feel right anymore? But meaning is not static. Ikigai is allowed to evolve. What gave your life structure at one stage may no longer fit. That doesn't erase its value. It marks growth. A healthy relationship with Ikigai allows seasons, transitions, letting go without regret. Meaning does not demand loyalty, it invites honesty. Chapter 10. A quiet definition of a meaningful life. At its core, Ikigai offers a humble vision of meaning. A meaningful life is not necessarily impressive, optimized, widely recognized. It is a life where effort feels proportionate presence, outweighs performance. Existence does not need justification. You don't need a single reason to live. You need enough reasons to stay. Ikigai does not answer the question, what is my purpose? It gently asks, what makes life feel worth continuing today? Outro Ikigai is not a destination you arrive at. It is a way of walking. Meaning does not require certainty. It requires attention, honesty, and permission to change. You don't have to know where your life is going. You only need to stay connected to what feels alive now. Thank you for taking this time. And remember, meaning grows quietly. Are there specific topics you're interested in or a particular question you'd like answered in your life? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe now and join me on your journey toward more clarity and inner strength.